This is Joe.
And this is Lee.
We are the Rewinders, rewatching childhood movies to see if they hold up. This month is the month of love. Or the month of romance. Or the month of just relationships.
Movies that we saw a little bit of as kids that have love in them in one way or another.
You know, maybe they're just holding hands. Maybe someone kissed someone in them.
Maybe there's some deep tongue action. Maybe some guy falls in love with a mannequin.
Maybe he doesn't get splinters.
Okay, I usually have questions. I have more questions that you can't answer.
We watched the movie Mannequin.
1987. Well, who's in this movie?
So there's the guy who's the lead actor, who...
Yep, because you're good at actor names. That's why I'm asking you.
I know.
Andrew McCarthy.
And I don't know what else he did.
Weekend
of Bernie.
There you go. I was going to say.
And then there's dude lady.
Kim Cattrall.
Oh, yeah, her. When I even watch these and I take notes on little things, I don't write anyone's name. So I have guy does this, lady does that.
Fair enough. I'm trying to focus on this movie's plot, and I'm having a hard time with it.
I mean, the plot is... It's not really there for deep story. It's just there for how can we make these people to get together and do things. It's
more of a fantasy for, I guess, women more than it is for an actual story.
Why do you think it's a woman's fantasy?
Being trapped inside a beautiful department store at night when no one else is there, and then a handsome young gentleman you can do montages with.
So that's what women want?
They want Andrew McCarthy. Okay, anyway. All right. I'm not ready to do this, Joe. All right, what do you remember of this movie as you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I remembered that, oddly enough, that when I'd watch this, it was usually because my dad was watching it.
Oh, your dad had a thing for Kim Cattrall?
I just think he probably was like, hey, it's a pretty lady, I'm going to watch this.
And that's what I remember as a kid. I remember her being very pretty, like being told that she's the perfect woman, I guess, or whatever. So I remember that, and then I remember one certain character that wears lots of different types of glasses. And the other thing that stuck in my brain is one scene, and I don't remember the scene exactly, but I remember the line is, "You are one sick puppy." And after watching the movie, that's where that's from. Not knowing that it was this movie, but that was that line that stuck with me.
The scene that really stuck out to me was the end, basically the last scene where there's a conveyor belt and a grinder. That scene was something that when I would think of this movie, that's like the first thing that would jump out at me.
But how does this movie start? In Egypt, and I've never seen the beginning of this movie.
Really?
I maybe see, or at least I don't remember, but I've never seen the beginning of this movie. So when it starts off and it says, Egypt, a really long time ago, just after lunch. Oh no.
For me, this movie was basically like kicking dust off my brain because it was like, I had forgotten so many things about this movie, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I can't believe that somehow this is in the recesses of my brain still.
Okay, because I've never seen the beginning of this, and when I saw that just after lunch, I wanted to turn it off.
When you sent me the picture of Hollywood out of context,
yes,
I didn't do anything but just stare at it going, oh my God, this is what's in that movie, because I hadn't watched it yet.
Sure.
And I knew immediately that character was in the movie, and it was like this whole pulling things apart in my brain to try and remember, because I'm like, I knew he was from the movie, but I didn't know how or what or why, and it just, that was the starting of the unraveling, and the movie just kept going and unraveling my brain.
One of the two fun characters, well, there's a couple more, but good characters in this movie. Well, okay, so and they're definitely characters because it shows that we're in ancient Egypt, and it's obviously a set. They're not trying to make this real at all. No. I mean, Kim Cattrall is Egyptian, and she's very white, blonde hair. Her mom comes down, and she's from New Jersey or something. Like, you gotta get married.
And they don't say what her station in life is.
Nothing.
And yet she's hanging out in a tomb. And it's like, I don't know if her cast would be in a tomb like that or have access.
I think she was a pharaoh's daughter because I think the mom said you have to marry. I don't know. I don't remember that.
But she was going to marry her off to a merchant.
A merchant. That's true.
You wouldn't do that kind of stuff. That doesn't seem like that.
You're right.
Or the movie just obviously doesn't care about the caste system of Egypt in the history. Fuck you, movie, for not caring about history.
The movie doesn't care about a lot of things. like itself. It's just like, no, we have to get this across. Who cares about whatever? And so she says, I want to be able to do more than just be a wife, and basically saying I was born in the wrong time. She prays to the Egyptian gods, get me out of here, basically.
And the progressive female Egyptian gods pull her out of Egypt and say, we'll send you into the more progressive future, sort of.
Sort of. The 80s, I guess. Oh, no, not the 80s, because we find out that she bounces around time and space, apparently. Or at least
going forward in time.
No, okay, so you hear thunder, and she disappears.
Yes.
And then it comes into an animated intro of the movie with a cool 80s song. And why I say that is, she's in her Egyptian outfit, like a cartoon version of her, and there's a button she can push, future or past. She could have gone even further in the past if she wanted to.
All right, so we're suggesting that this animation is part of the story.
Yes.
Yet the animation depicts her as a cat person.
Oh yeah, like animation was cat-like.
I think this was more a case of, hey, people who do these fun animations for 80s movies, we have this sort of thing happening in this movie. Draw something for us.
Or maybe she wasn't cast at the time, so they're like, well, we can't make it look like the actual actress, so... Okay, I'm thinking way too much.
Yeah, you are thinking a little bit too much into it.
I know, the people who made this movie did not think this much into the movie at all, and it'll show as we go through through the plot.
But I did like that animation open. That was
I liked it. It was fun.
It's a very classic 80s kind of movie open.
Yeah, very much so. And she comes into the future, and it's in Philly.
Because that's where you want to go when you're in the 80s, apparently.
Well, I was watching this, and I missed it the first time, and I thought, oh, it's in New York City. No, it's in Philly. Okay, yeah definitely in Philly. Jeez, what happens next? Oh, Jonathan, that's right. So we get introduced to Andrew McCarthy's character, Jonathan.
Whom I will call Guy.
You can call him Guy. I'm going to call him Jonathan. And he is a dreamer artist. And he's making... He made Mannequin... He's basically talking to the head of...
Dancing with them.
So, yeah, he's working at a mannequin factory. And there's a bunch of other people. And in the background, they're playing My Girl. There's other couple people working there, dancing along, singing to the song while they're working.
But they're not interacting with their work.
No.
Guy is.
And he's saying, you're the most beautiful thing I created. And it's a mannequin head and torso of Kim Cattrall. What doesn't make sense is he's going around and he's talking, oh, I gotta get you legs. Oh, nice legs. And he puts them on a male bottom and then gets male arms or backwards arms as he's putting her completely together. So he only created the head and the torso?
Well, the thing with mannequins is they're not posable. You have to take them apart to change their pose.
That's true.
So they have interchangeable parts.
I'm saying he didn't completely make her, though.
No, he wouldn't have made any of her, to be honest.
No, he would, and that's the thing.
He would have just put already existing parts together.
Yes, exactly. But it's stated that he made her.
Yeah, and he wants to be a sculptor.
He wants a sculptor. The guy, boss comes by, and Jonathan's like, "Isn't this great? It took me only 6 weeks or something ridiculous to make her. You're supposed to make 3 or 4 in a day. What's wrong with you? You're fired." And a quick little montage of different jobs that Jonathan is trying to do, but he's always incorporating art into them, being a balloon guy.
And there's pizza guy.
Pizza, making the putting pizza toppings in that look like something, I guess. Fat guy fires them. Landscaper, cutting the shrubbery.
Either way, he doesn't know how to just do a job.
Nope, his head is floating in the sky. He's an artist.
Yeah.
Normal jobs are no way, man. And so he gets on his little Harley motorcycle and his bowling shoes, and he goes to drive and pick up his girlfriend that works in front of this gaudy department store called Illustra. And she is very much 80s corporate yuppie person.
Huge shoulder pads.
Huge shoulder pads. She gets on the bike, said, "Oh, you couldn't have brought something that had 4 doors on it." Her boss walks by. They make fun of him on a motorcycle. And I thought, how did he end up with her? Because she hates...
It has to be some sort of that they must have been dating when they were younger, and
they must have been going through college or something, and then this is their first jobs out of college or something. Because I think she's a designer at this other store.
Honestly, no idea what she does.
Well, her name is Roxy.
Oh, she has a camera, because she breaks it later, and she says, I broke my camera.
Maybe she's a photographer then.
Maybe.
Whatever. Her name is Roxy.
And she hangs out with this foreign dude that all he cares about is getting in women's pants.
Armand is that guy's name, and he's the worst part about this movie. Because and that's the thing, everybody is acting a little bit more in this movie, as in, not completely overacting, but they're caricatures. They're not. Everybody is
caricature.
And Armand is acting even more so, and he's not funny in what he does, but I didn't think he was funny, at least. They continue going on their go to get something to eat or something, and she continues to complain about Jonathan not having a stable job or having a good job. One thing I saw is they went and got ice cream, and Jonathan took 2 bites out of his ice cream cone or whatever and threw it away.
You're poor.
Yeah, he's poor. Well, supposed to be poor.
Yeah. When we see his place, we're like, what the hell?
Yeah, we eventually see his place when he's talking to his mom, and it's this enormous pad. And the first time I saw this, I thought, wait, this is in New York and he has this pad? Oh, no, it's Philly. Wait, he's in Philly and still has his pad? Yeah. No, he shouldn't have this huge
ridiculous
studio apartment. Yeah, so she basically, Roxy breaks up with him because he's not motivated enough to have a good job or something.
Or have a car. Or
all these things that she wants. She wants, because she's a yuppie, she wants stuff.
And then it starts raining, and he can't start his motorcycle, so he's got to push it home.
Yep, it's raining shit on him. And
on the way, he passes by another department store that has, dun dun dun, his mannequin in it, which he goes bananas for and starts rubbing himself on the window and talking to her.
And he's not being completely creepy about this. He's genuinely talking to her like, "Oh, I didn't think I'd see you again. I wanted to take you home with me, but they wouldn't let me."
Yeah, and that's creepy.
I didn't think it was.
He's
a little.
Yes,
it is.
It's creepy.
Oh yeah, it's creepy.
Yes.
Okay. But what I did like is you heard a thunderclasp, and then the lights turned on in the store window, so she got teleported there at that point, maybe?
It must be, because that would be, it lines up with other moments where power surges and stuff like that with magic. So.
Yes. And then he's happy now, his motorcycle starts up, and he says, "I'll see you tomorrow."
And so he comes back in the morning, and they're putting up a 100th anniversary sign.
Yes.
It's like, oh, wow, how about that? And then the owner of the store, some lady, trots up, and
Not
she's
some
like...
lady. She's played by Estelle Getty.
Okay, some lady walks up.
She played Sophia in The Golden Girls.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know. I watched plenty of Golden Girls. Yeah, she's like, "Hey, how do you like the sign? It's awesome. You've been here for 100 years. Well, not me personally, but the store has. Yaka, waka, waka, waka.
Yeah, waka.
Oh, and then someone slips and loses the control over one side of the sign, and it swings. Okay, this sign is already 40 feet in the air.
Yes.
So it's swinging that far, so it gets enough momentum going, and Jonathan decides, "I'll save you, lady," shoves her out of the way, and tries to stop the sign.
Yes,
and then cue Benny Hill music as he swings around and fast forward.
The video is fast forward, and it looks terrible.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
And he's having a conversation with the owner.
Yeah.
Saying, "So what do you do, son? Oh, thank you for saving me. How can I repay you?" And he's, "Get me a job. What do you do?" "Anything. I'll take anything." "Okay, you have a job here." And his butt gets zapped by electrical cords for more added wackiness, which is not wacky or fun.
Then they're walking in the store.
Beautiful store.
Yeah, really huge. He asks when the store is going to open, because it looks really nice and stuff. And then he's like, "It is open."
She doesn't sound like that. She just says, "It is open."
She was kind of depressed about the fact that
that's true. I suppose so. The name of the store is Prince and Company.
Prince and Company.
And throughout this movie, they waste Estelle Getty's comedic chops.
Oh, yeah.
She's just there as straight
she's not there to be funny.
No, and that's a shame. Like, why'd you get her in the first place then? But we do get somebody else as she goes to another executive that works at Prince and Company.
Richard! I remembered his name.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Mr. Richards, played by James Spader. Holy shit, I had no idea James Spader's in this movie? You're too good for this, James Spader. And the way he acts, he's a slimy, corporate guy with slick down hair and round glasses.
And he's like on the overacting train as everyone else is, but
he's so good.
But he gets you to hate him instantly because who doesn't hate that kind of person?
Yeah, he's so good at playing that character. But James Spader, I think he's seen talking on the phone, so he's in on. He wants to make sure that the
company fails.
The company fails.
Company fails,
and then it gets sold to Illustra, where Roxy works at.
Yeah, they haven't quite shown that yet,
okay.
But that's the gist of it.
That's the idea of it. But he gives Jonathan a job. And he's just a stock boy.
Pushing around stuff around the store. And, he ends up sneaking into the window settings because he's trying to find his lady.
That's the only reason why he's here.
Yeah.
It wasn't to get a job. He just wanted to see his mannequin and talk to her again.
And run away with her. And...
No, he that's the thing. Okay, well, anyway.
While doing this, he also bumps into the newest character.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood.
Yep, runs into Hollywood. Hollywood Montrose is over-exaggerated gay black man.
Vastly over-exaggerated gay man.
He was so much fun. If this movie was more serious and then Hollywood just showed up acting this way, it'd be completely inappropriate. But everyone is kind of...
Yeah, since everyone is being a caricature.
Yes, everyone's being a cartoon.
It kind of fits.
Most of the people aren't... I mean, Jonathan's not making fun of them.
No one is.
I mean, and some jerk characters make fun of them, but they're just to show that they're jerks. But everyone else likes Hollywood.
Yeah.
I like Hollywood. He's the most entertaining part of this movie for me. But he's just saying... he catches him, talking to the mannequin, and then Hollywood says that he's a window dresser here, and that Jonathan's going to help him tonight make a window design. And then we get introduced to another character, the security guard played by G.W. Bailey. Have you seen him before?
My instinct was saying Police Academy.
Yes, he's Captain Harris in Police Academy. And here he is Captain Felix Maxwell and his awesome sidekick
Rambo,
a little bulldog called Rambo. Another awesome part. I had no idea that this dog was in it.
As soon as I saw it, I just relived all the moments that were going to come, and I'm like, oh, that's right, these people, and this dog. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so it's nighttime, and Captain Felix or whatever, asks him what he's doing here, giving him the ocular pat down, being a jerk, and saying, "Oh, you're working with that fairy" or something like that. And he said. Then Jonathan says something like, "Well, it's only my first day. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to work with a bigoted jerk." And then,
and the reason he says that though is because he insinuates that Jonathan is also gay.
That's right, because they're window dressers.
He's like, "Where did you come from?" He's like, "Ohio." They make those.
They have those out there,
and it's like,
that's right.
Well, you're an ass. So,
Felix
that's what triggers the bigoted line.
Yeah, Felix was talking a little bit with more of a lisp when he was talking that way. That's right. Well, he's a jerk character, so.
Yep.
Except Rambo. Rambo's awesome. So it's nighttime, and now we're putting up a window display, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then as they're doing that, Hollywood is asking if he's fat because his boyfriend dumped him because he's saying he has fat thighs, and he's just going on and on. And he says, "The jelly donut's cold to me. Hollywood! Hollywood!" I like that line. He says he's going to go do something. Hollywood leaves, and then Jonathan continues to talk to the
mannequin, and she comes to life.
She's alive. Mm-hmm.
And then he poops his pants.
He does kind of stumble over, maybe poops his pants, and she is like, "Didn't you feel something electric when you're putting me together? I'm alive." And he thinks it's a store prank because he's new. It's his first day there, really. All these things have happened, and he doesn't believe it. But then she tries basically telling you, "I saw you when it was raining at the window. I felt so bad for you." So now that means, oh, okay, then this is real. You are able to turn into human form.
Yes, no questions asked after that.
Yeah, after that, not really. Maybe a little, but no.
He had a date planned for his girlfriend, and he ends up standing her up because he's hanging out with the mannequin all night. That's right. They determined that together they're going to make the store something awesome, and they're going to fix it and make sure tons of people come to the store. They make like this vow overnight. Yeah, that's right. And Jonathan wakes up, and he's in the display window asleep, and a bum is looking at him. And he's like, yeah, and then it looks good. Looks really good. Looks good, kid. Yeah, and it's this display of tennis. Yep, it's the tennis display.
Tennis display.
I called it the racket display because
there are a bunch of rackets spinning. There's a ball going back and forth, and we find out the mannequin's name is Emmy. I don't know if she explained to him at this point that she had gone through time or whatever. No, it's later on.
I think that's later.
It's later on,
yeah.
But it's a beautiful. Well, the movie is telling me it's this awesome, never before seen window display,
and it looks
okay.
All right.
It looks fine.
Yeah.
But there's a whole crowd of people. Oh, what's that? Oh, that looks so cool.
Never saw anything. I want tennis rackets now.
I don't even know what to do. I want some bloopers.
I bought 10 tennis rackets.
So many rackets. And everybody at the store is, this is awesome. Good job. They think Jonathan did it, but in fact, Emmy did it.
Mainly her doing it this time, but getting him in the groove of doing it. So he had to do some work, obviously. Mm-hmm. That's when he goes home and we see his awesome, huge loft with a grand piano in it. You know,
all this other stuff.
Guys who can't hold down jobs have
records.
Grand pianos in their huge lofts.
Yeah. He's talking to his mom on the phone, asking if he's ever been crazy, because he doesn't, But then comes back the next day and he tries talking to Emmy, and nope, she's still a mannequin. So now he's wondering if it actually happened or not.
Then after that, we have Mr. Richards is bringing them up because they're gonna, hey, this guy's overstepping his bounds. He's supposed to be doing stock boy stuff, but he did this. So we need to fire him, basically.
Are we at the corporate meeting?
Yes.
Then that's when they're talking about, we're going to be selling to Illustra.
Yeah, that was secondary.
And we see the Illustra boss and whatever. Really quick scene. One of his people say, "Did you see the window display over at Prince and Company? It's amazing." And then whatever, just showing that he's a mean boss.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's really not important.
He doesn't care about people. He's telling multiple people the same line to keep them interested in doing his bidding, and
that's about it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, yep. There's a meeting, but they find out Jonathan does it, and so
the owner likes him, so she gives him the benefit of the doubt and saying, hey, brought people into the store, let's give him a shot, we'll let him do this.
He gets a promotion right away as executive window art displayer or something like that.
He's not a stock boy anymore.
Basically.
And then on the outside, Jonathan doesn't know what's going on, and he's worried that he's going to get fired, so Hollywood comes in to help him out, and I'll do whatever it takes, and then rips his clothes off, and he has a suit on underneath that he obviously took off the rack from downstairs.
It's his straight person costume. Because I forgot to mention how Hollywood is dressed. He's always flamboyant with different colored, not frilly, but
wild crazy
outfits,
shapes. Everything
colorful.
Is just very 80s outfit. Think about any 80s outfit that you could think of. He's probably wearing it.
And his glasses. He always has different types of glasses that you could...
And he swaps them out.
You could buy them at Pizza Hut, I remember. These types of glasses that have different shapes and different feathered things on them, of plastic. But yes, he comes to the rescue in his straight person outfit.
And he's going to talk to the board to make sure they don't fire him. And then for some reason he talks about jumping out the window and then doesn't, and because Jonathan pulls him back in.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff happens.
It's a little bit of funny.
It's wacky, and then the board lets out, and they don't sell because they're willing to give a six-week shot to this whole plan of let's see if this can keep moving.
Let's see if Jonathan can make more awesome window displays, get more people in Prince and Company.
And then Mr. Richards is like, "You're lucky I spoke up for you," but he didn't do that
because he's a suck-up jerk. And then it's the next night. Right? Oh, no, I remember what happens. Because Mr. Richards is in cahoots with Illustra. He goes and talks to Captain Felix Maxwell and tells him to keep an eye on him that night. If he's doing anything weird or whatever, you tell me what he's doing.
Yeah. And then Rambo farts.
I forgot why he called him Rambo, because he always draws first blood.
Yeah.
Then Rambo farts, because he's adorable. Little bulldog face.
And this is where Emmy,
I think.
When they're setting up their next window, she talks about that she's been time traveling. She mentions she knew Christopher Columbus.
Yep.
She mentions, he asks her if she knew, I think, Da Vinci, and then she tells him that Da Vinci was...
He wasn't straight. He loved, David.
Also, just giving the facts that she's dated a bunch of dudes who are way more integral to history than him. And
you don't know that. This is the beginning of Jonathan and his... art.
He's not going to do those
not at all.
Big things. But apparently she doesn't care.
And, and they're I mean, she is very much infatuated. It goes both ways. And this is when they have the dress-up montage.
Yep.
Where they're dressed up in different
Oh,
costumes.
yeah, he hits the music, and she's all like, oh, where are they hiding the band?
They're about to kiss, and she backs up a little bit, and she gets, her butt hits a bunch of, chords on a keyboard or something, and now there's music playing, so now we have to have a music 80s montage of different costumes, like, 80s punk outfits and guitars, and it just goes through a bunch of gangster outfit. Then there's one scene where he's smoking a lot and he's in a smoking jacket and she's in lingerie. And I don't remember that as a kid. I must have missed that part.
Yeah. No. Well, out of that sequence, though, you mentioned that one. The one that stands out to me is where he's doing that hat flipping.
Yeah, he's doing a hat flippy thing.
And behind him is Emma Kim Cattrall.
Yeah.
And it looks like he must have screwed this up quite a bit because she honestly looks impressed that he actually pulled it off. Mm-hmm. And she does this weird, laugh, fall back, and, leg kick. And to me, it was like...
Yes, that was genuine.
Yeah, and all of that was just... I'm like, well, you can't tell someone to do that.
And that was probably a really genuine scene. There's another one when Jonathan first met Hollywood. I forgot that he's going on and on about his cellulose butt and thighs, and Andy McCarthy is genuinely laughing. I mean, it's the first time he's seen this character, but I could see him genuinely laugh. And there's one other one later on. But after the montage, do they go to the window display and they start making... This is the bike one?
Yes, this is the bike window display.
Are we missing anything else before that?
No.
I don't remember.
Oh, if I didn't make a note of it, it's whatever.
And then they're making window display. They're going to have a bunch of bikes, and she's in a...
I think there was also... I don't know if it was before or after we see the window display, but he tries to introduce Emma to Hollywood, or Hollywood walks in.
That's right. Hollywood walks in while they're doing towards the end of the montage.
Yeah, and she's all posed,
that's right.
all wacky.
Because that's where he came in, and so she was stuck in a dance pose. And Hollywood is, okay, you do whatever with your new girlfriend. He doesn't care. And I thought they wouldn't hire someone more weird than me, he says, or something like that. But he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
And that's when then Hollywood leaves. That's right. I knew I was missing something.
Yeah.
And this is where we get explained, because Emmy comes back to life once he's gone. Only you can see me, Jonathan. If anyone else comes in or sees me, I revert to mannequin form.
And it also starts the avenue of where people at Prince & Company all know that these two are...
a couple of some kind, but they don't care because Jonathan's nice and they're getting customers.
The store is doing better.
It's booming.
So they all are like, whatever.
That's right. But they go to make the window display, and it's a display of a bunch of different bikes. Mannequins on bikes is the idea. And there's one scene, there's a treadmill. Jonathan's not standing next to it and says, turn on the treadmill, while all these bikes are on there with mannequins, and his pants get ripped off. And Kim Cattrall genuinely laughs that his pants are off, and you see the camera shake. So the camera guy even laughed, and they left that in. I don't know if you saw that.
No. I guess I looked down and I'm like, oh, why did his pants get ripped off? I didn't quite understand, but... Yeah,
they got
again, it must have been a case of, trying to make it work, and it's not working, and then when it finally does work, everyone is actually laughing because it is kind of funny.
Or it could have been late in the night, and whatever, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's slap happy. But it was another genuine moment, which I thought was funny. Another big hit the next morning.
Mm-hmm. The competition at Illustra now are
getting worried.
let's bring him in. We want him.
Yep. So Roxy, who she broke up with him, then calls him. Says, hey, let's have a dinner together at this fancy restaurant. And Jonathan says, oh, I used to work there. I almost burnt it down. So he shows up, and Roxy says, hey, you know what could be great for you? If you come and worked for Illustra, it'd be great for your career. And he says, no, I have people I like working with that treat me nice, and I even have a beautiful woman there or something of that nature, he says.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And the owner, maitre d' or whatever, Hans, that is afraid of Jonathan because he almost burnt down the balcony or something, he says, and Jonathan notes, oh, they rebuilt that balcony that I burnt down. It went up like a torch last time I was here.
On his way out, when he leaves ahead of time, he bumps and starts more things on fire, takes the maitre d's toupee and tries to put it out.
Which is a little odd because he's not clumsy anywhere else, only right here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that restaurant. He wants it has to burn down.
When he's there, he becomes the fire starter.
Yeah. Or it's a Final Destination situation for that restaurant in particular. Like, it has to be destroyed, and it's working its way through Jonathan. So maybe later on, he's with Hollywood having dinner, and then...
They don't even know, and it just explodes.
It just explodes.
Around in this area, too, I think there's a small montage of Jonathan walking around with the mannequin, and people are hearing him talk. And
that's right.
At one point, the security guard with Rambo is like, I'm going to see what this is about, and he sends Rambo in.
Yes.
And Rambo just runs away.
Yeah, runs out of the elevator, and Jonathan's one arm carrying Emmy as a mannequin. What was that all about? And now Felix is I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
You don't mess with Rambo, who got scared.
The next time we see Rambo, he's being carted around in a wagon because he's too frightened.
He's scared of what's happening. Poor Rambo.
So now it's not only the security guard spying on him, but it's the competition are also spying on him. So we have the foreign guy and his girlfriend sneaking into the store.
That's right. So it's another night. Another window display is going to go up. I think what they're doing is just kind of hanging out, Jonathan and Emmy, by themselves at night, and they're in like a beach display or whatever, and she's in a bathing suit, and he's putting suntan lotion on her. Yeah, you're right, that's where Roxy and Armand, who earlier was hitting on Roxy constantly, saying, he doesn't satisfy you, I can satisfy you. Mm-hmm. It's just not funny. And he's doing it again as they're crawling around inside of Prince and Company. He said, oh, my dream, Roxy, is to make love at a women's shoe area of a department store, and that's where they are right now. And she just hits him, but she's constantly just, leave me, Roxy, leave me alone. We work together. You're sexually harassing me, and just yelling, quit touching me, quit pelvic thrusting me. Ugh, bad character. But something funny happens as they are looking around. Felix is there, and he catches Jonathan rolling around with
the mannequin.
Emmy. Yes. And that's when he says, you are one sick puppy. And at the same time, further back, you see Roxy. And Armand is taking photographs of them. And now this is the first time Roxy, I can't believe that Jonathan is doing this. Mm-hmm. And they're by escalators, and Armand says something snarky, and she pushes him down
the stairs.
You hear a crash, and the line that Roxy said is, oh, my camera, oh no.
Yeah.
The way she said that, I thought, that's one genuine laugh I got from this movie.
And then he's trying to get up for the security guard. Then, they have a security guard fight.
Yeah, he punches him in the kidneys right away, Jonathan. Yeah, they fight a little bit, and Felix is about to hit him with his billy club. And since he's not looking, Emmy kicks him in the face or something like that. No, kicks his hand out of the way, then Jonathan punches him, knocks him out, because it was from behind, so... Yeah. It still works. And I did not like this fight scene because it was too violent for the tone of the movie, in my opinion.
I would agree.
A lot of face punching, and
it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. It should have been more wacky, where they find two tennis rackets and they fence a little bit, and the only injuries they have are just from falling over or a lucky hit by accident. But it was too many face punching and kidney punches, just too violent. Like he when Felix has Jonathan pinned down, he's gonna brain him really hard with his club.
Yeah, and I mean it's like, where do you cross the line of pretend and reality? Mm-hmm. Because they then crossed the line of caricatures and pretend and went into okay, now these people are honestly punching you.
And now they're on Felix is punching Jonathan, saying, this one's for Rambo and this one's for my mama. But he's punching him in the face. Yeah, you don't see any blood or anything, but it doesn't fit the tone of the movie, in my opinion. Yeah. Should have been more wacky, fun, violence,
so then
hijinks.
He's knocked out, I guess. Yes. And Emma and him, then Jonathan, they run around the store some more, and she sees a hang glider. Mm-hmm. And it's been set up that she has tried to make flying machines in her past, and they've never worked.
That was her dream. I think she even says in the very beginning to her mom, I want to fly. Yep.
So then she sees this, jumps on it, and since this store is 4 stories tall and has this huge opening in the middle, she decides she's going to fly in the middle.
Just go around in circles.
We just had a real scene of people punching each other.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Now we cross back across the line because she's doing circles, which wouldn't have happened in reality. It would have just went down like a rock.
Exactly. So, and that's fine though. Like, it's magical, whatever. She's going around in circles, having the time of her life.
And you can see the wires as it goes around.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Mm-hmm. And Jonathan's trying to get down there to watch her to see if she's okay, and then
the security guard must have gotten up at some point.
At some point.
And then she rams the glider into him at the end and is all happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, takes him out. Then they realize, we've been screwing around too much. We haven't finished the display.
There's no time.
Oh, there's no time to dress the mannequins. Oh.
So they're half naked.
Yeah, they're half naked the next morning.
Rushing for a bus,
yes.
And they're all half naked. Before that night is over, Jonathan makes a comment about having children with her.
Yes. Oh, he says, I had a funny thought. If we have children, we're going to name the first one Pinocchio. I have a question. So, it's been established, so when someone comes in, she instantly freezes and comes back to Mannequin. When they're having sex and somebody walks in on them, say Hollywood or whatever, does now then his dick get cut off in the process of this, or does it shape around him?
Well, just be glad that this isn't a situation that happens in the movie.
They do have sex later on, though.
They do, but no one walks in on them, so...
I'm just asking the question, though, Joe.
But we're not the people who made this, so we didn't have to deal with that issue.
I'm just asking.
Unless you're choosing to put that issue in your head and...
Maybe. Oh. Either way, it would be bad news for Jonathan.
Yeah. But yeah, that was another point where it's just like, how honestly do you think this is going to work out?
How much more of this
you?
relationship? Yeah, because it's only been, who knows, maybe a couple weeks.
So, and let's expound upon this, having sex with a mannequin and she can't be seen and, this. What happens if they are having sex when she's not a mannequin, she does get pregnant, and then has a baby? Which, honestly, you for a while, it's not going to be an issue, but after a certain point of time...
Or you're saying, like, when they see the mannequin then and her belly's getting bigger?
Well, I would imagine that would be part of the process, but also, would she be able to not be a mannequin at a certain point if she's being observed by...
True.
At a certain point, there has to be some observational things happening.
I love that we're thinking way too much about this, and they didn't care about this movie being... all those different...
Or how is she going to take care of this kid? Because every time that kid is going to be like, Mom, oh, come on, Mom, you can't be a mannequin again.
Maybe the blindfold. The baby. Or as a baby, a mannequin have the same powers. Whatever. Okay, we gotta move on. because there's other things in the movie that can further this crazy discussion.
All right.
Okay. All right, so other display is done, and now I think he's carrying around M around the store, and everybody is okay with it.
Yeah. Mr. Richards, and the security guard end up getting fired.
Yeah, fired from Prince & Company, and they go work at Illustra.
Oh, that's because somehow it's let on that Richards is in with Illustra.
So what happens is Felix got knocked out from the hang gliding incident. He's passed out still when the store opens. The owner comes by, Estelle Getty, and says, sleeping on the job. Mr. Richards, you hired him, you fired him. And Mr. Richards said, well, I know he's an idiot, but when I asked him to stay here and spy on Jonathan, oops, I shouldn't have said that, and now you're fired too, so both of you get out.
Yep.
That's what happens. And Rambo is stuck over in a tree. Poor Rambo. He's been up there all night scared. I know. And then that's when they go work for Illustra.
Yeah.
And so their big plan is Jonathan is getting too good at this. He won't take our position here, so he's attached to that mannequin. Steal that mannequin, and then we'll bribe him, and then we'll keep the mannequin here. He'll come over, and then he'll work for us as blackmail.
Because
that's the plan.
No one's going to bring up the fact that you're stealing property from another business and say you can't do that.
The Illustra boss guy didn't think that far ahead at all. So that's the game plan now. So
yes.
The Felix and Jane Spader are going to sneak in one night and steal that mannequin.
And Jonathan gets Spader's old job.
Yeah,
so
he becomes
vice president.
Mm-hmm. And Hollywood is sad because he wants to learn from the best. Jonathan says, no, I can't because I work alone. I understand. And he feels bad. He says, I'm vice president, so you can work here as long as you want. No worries. We like you, Hollywood.
To celebrate getting vice president, he takes Emma into the ladies' bathroom, tells her she's happy. They start making out.
Yeah.
And Hollywood's like, I introduced them. Mm-hmm. So he walks in, and of course, she's a mannequin.
Then. Yeah, and everyone's listening at the door, all the other employees.
Yeah, that's where that conversation happens.
That's where that quick conversation happens. And then they have a romantic evening, not Hollywood and Jonathan, which would have been fine. It would have been funny.
So he's going to take her out in the town this time.
Yeah, they have a little bit, they dress up together, and then he says, let's get you out of here, and puts her on the back of her motorcycle.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you sure you want to do this?" He's like, "I don't care." Obviously, he knows that everyone in the store knows about it.
Oh, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. And
yeah. Even
so
Roxy and Armand drive by or something, and she's yelling at him, "Hey, I didn't realize that you've lost it this much, that you're with a mannequin," and Jonathan doesn't care.
Yeah, he does.
No, I found somebody special. I don't care.
Yep.
Even if it's whatever. Don't care. And then we see Felix and Mr. Richards.
Yep.
And they're in a car waiting to break into
Prince and Company.
But
then they see Jonathan go by with the mannequin, so they chase after him instead.
Yep. Quick chase scene. Felix is crazy, driving around. There's one scene where Jonathan slows down, and Emmy's now a mannequin and flips him off with the wrong hand, if you noticed. When she puts her right hand up. Oh, but you look at the hand; it's a left hand.
That's funny. I just also like the whole slow reach up and pull it back down.
Let's put that back down. And they have a chase scene through an alley, and I like this little stunt as they're going through Jonathan and Emmy on a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. They're being chased by a car, and they hit a ramp or something weird. And they get stuck in between two buildings because it's more narrow there, and so they're stuck just
way up high,
and James Spader's eyes are just bugging out as they're now stuck.
And along with this, foreign guy finally gets girlfriend to relent to hooking up with him. Yep. So then they speed off to go to his place
because Roxy can't believe that she got dumped for a mannequin. Whatever, I'll have sex with you. I don't care. Everything's terrible. Yay, pity sex or whatever, angry sex. Armand can't get it up.
Nope. And she leaves disappointed. And that whole storyline is done. Thankfully over.
Thank goodness, done. I don't think we even see Armand ever again.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
His storyline's done.
Doesn't matter. So now that they go back to the store where it's Jonathan and Emmy, and they sleep around everywhere. I think they're in a tent together, fooling around, having fun.
They get it on in almost every department.
In a bunch of fur, they get together, and he falls asleep, saying "I love you," and Emmy goes to finish the window as Jonathan has passed out. That's when, while Jonathan's passed out, Emmy finishes the window by herself, and then the bad guys come in and steal all the female mannequins. They
say that.
Yes. So they go in. They don't. Felix is an idiot, and Richard's asking, "So which one is it?" And I don't know. It's this one for sure. Wait, they all look the same to me. So they just take all, quote unquote, all the female mannequins. Jonathan wakes up. And this is a weird scene. It's the morning, and he's naked in a bunch of furs, and he starts clapping. All the employees or people working there start clapping for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I just like...
Maybe they think it's performance art.
I don't know. And he's by himself, though. If he was with the mannequin, that would make more sense why they're clapping. Because they've known he's been... Anyway. But I like Hollywood comes in, just snaps his fingers, and just saying... Shoo, everyone move. I have authority here. And he's done that before, which I really like. They move out of the way for Hollywood. And then Hollywood says, you slept through it. Somebody broke in and took all the mannequins. Jonathan
runs, female
mannequins. Runs over to the window. She's gone.
But there's a female mannequin in the window.
There's two female mannequins still there.
Immediately I'm like, well, they obviously didn't steal all the female mannequins.
They're right there. And Jonathan gets a phone call saying, yes, we took her. We have her here over at Illustra. Come over and talk, and we'll get her back. And he just runs over there.
So then he goes to the Illustra, and they're like, okay, so we have her, so you're going to work for us, right?
We'll give you $50,000.
And he's like, no,
give me her back.
Yeah, and in the end, he doesn't take any of the offers and stuff. Girlfriend gets more upset. She runs off because she's going to go do something on her own, which I don't know if she says she's going to she's going to do.
Roxy just had enough of it and is going to do something to Emmy, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically known that she's going to go do something, but no one's really sure. So then Jonathan runs after, and then we get introduced to... does the security guard come back with his new dog?
Yes, at this point, because she's chasing Roxy, who's going into the back through Illustra, the store, and he gets stopped, and then Jonathan gets stopped by Felix's security guard with his new dog,
Terminator,
cute little German Shepherd. Get him! Lets him loose from his leash.
And the dog's like, awesome! And just runs away.
I'm free, awesome! Ooh, I'm a good puppy! And just leaves Jonathan alone. Then there are Keystone Cops as the rest of the security guards are chasing him.
Get to the back of the store. He feels like he's going to get caught, or he can't escape from the security guards, and Hollywood is there.
Hollywood shows up.
And he has a fire hose.
Yes.
So then he's going to beat back the police officers.
Yes, it's great.
With a fire hose.
I love it.
As Jonathan continues the chase.
Yes, it was awesome.
Good on
and
you,
Hollywood's
movie.
like, come on, sucker, come on, get it.
Yeah.
And he just hoses them down. They pressure too hard and just pushing all these security guards down.
And then, so he catches up, and his ex-girlfriend is chucking all the mannequins, all 4 of them, which apparently is...
Yeah, Emmy is stuck with a bunch of other mannequins in a back room where they have recycling and just a garbage shredder, I guess. Oh, no, she just puts Emmy on there. That's right, because
there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, she does put them on there?
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 mannequins on there.
Yep.
Because a few of them have to fall into the grinder first to up the tension.
Yep, as they go up the conveyor belt. She's watching satisfied.
And then Jonathan runs up.
No, but this is important.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. But this is important. She's watching satisfied that those mannequins are dead. I'm going to have Jonathan back maybe or something. But a bunch of garbage on a chute falls on top of her, and she's covered.
Oh, yeah.
Now she's no longer can see what's going on.
Yes.
Jonathan runs in at the last moment, grabs Emmy. And at the same time, a maintenance guy that works there, comes out now he's zipping up his pants.
Yeah.
I assume he's...
Yes.
Okay. He's jacking it.
I'm assuming.
Inappropriate.
Yes.
That's on work time. At the store. That's not appropriate.
Well, who else is back there in there?
So he's sitting there watching next to the controls, and Jonathan is just manages to grab Emmy. She's too heavy now, and she animates and
grabs on.
And that's when finally the maintenance guy realizes, oh, it's a person, not just a mannequin. I think he was just confused what was happening.
Yeah.
And then hits the shutoff. And so now Emmy doesn't get ground up, pulls him up. Then all the security guard, everybody comes in basically towards the end, and now she is alive. Oh, they can see me.
Yep,
I'm
and
alive.
They're just like, yep, so these people kidnapped me. This happened. Arrest them.
Oh, yeah, because the owner, Estelle Getty, comes in and says, I had it all on tape. I after Felix, I fired you. I put in cameras to do a better job than you.
Peeper.
Because she says, I saw what I needed to see. And Jonathan asked, how about all that other stuff? No, I saw that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. The only possible chance for her to have a comedic moment, and it's
nothing there. And what's strange is then Estelle Getty says to the security guards that work for Illustra, arrest them.
Nope. See, because there's...
Did cops actually come?
Yes. There's 2 types. The security guards are dressed in black with silver. And interspersed with them are officers that are wearing blue shirts.
Okay.
They don't join up right away, but they...
That's
back
why
where the fire
wet.
hose started... That's where I saw that there were police officers in there, too.
Well, they come in and they're completely dry. They weren't wet at all.
Yeah, no one's wet. Yeah.
Nobody's wet, not even Felix.
And they are able to get there because the fire hose runs out of water.
So, really, it wraps up very quickly.
Yep.
The boss Illustra boss gets arrested because he stole property, and it's on tape, and all this other stuff. Kidnapping.
Because she's a real person with a real social security number.
Wait, there's problems here. Oh, and the maintenance guy was there, saw that the mannequin transforms alive, and so he's
going to find his own.
He picks up, as he looks through, there's a couple of mannequins there, and he digs through and he finds Roxy, thinking, oh, it's a real person, starts kissing her, and
she doesn't like it.
This poor woman's getting sexually assaulted constantly throughout this movie.
Yeah.
And gets leave me alone, stop kissing me. And he finally does. But then he jumps back in looking for another mannequin. Maybe he
does a good dive.
It was a pretty good dive. Just dives into the garbage. But now they're getting married
and they get married.
Married at a window display.
Yep, and that's the movie.
Yep, and then we get awesome Oscar-nominated song at the end.
Is it Oscar-nominated song?
Yes, it lost out to a Dirty Dancing song.
Huh.
I
think that's
1988.
Just bad luck then, because it's
song.
Not like that's a bad 80s song.
No, it's a good song by Starship. All right, so there are problems in this movie. And the biggest one, they don't explain how she traveled through time. Was she a mannequin when she was with Christopher Columbus? None of that matters. Whatever. The biggest problem I had in this movie was, why didn't Jonathan just leave with her? Because it shows when they go on the motorcycle that she can leave the store. Yeah. So it could have just been, you're trapped here in the store. I'm now a vice president. I'm getting money. I could buy a big warehouse somewhere, and you could do art. You can make airplanes or whatever. And because that's what Emmy really wanted to do, was be creative. And just do that constantly with no one's watching you, so you can live your life. And it would be a better situation.
And I think in that case, what as I hear you say it, I'm
Yeah.
also like, oh, that's not... Because then she would be trapped in another box.
That's true, I guess.
Where she is, here, put your toys together.
That's true.
This is your life now. You
true.
stay inside this warehouse.
You're right. It's just another trap, just bigger.
Yeah.
But then, it's never explained why she comes to full life. It's never...
No.
The power of love, I guess, is the only thing.
I think they kind of just said, I really, truly, honestly love you. I think somewhere in the mix she says something like that.
But nothing's ever explained.
No.
And it's not a type of movie that needs it, really.
No. I mean, their big thing was, I prayed to the gods. The gods made it happen.
Whatever.
Sure, fine.
Yeah. It's a hard one to recommend. I saw it. I don't think I need to see this again.
It's a really fun 80s movie.
It's a fun movie, yes.
I think in the case of does it stand up, if you just would change the fashion and you insert more modern music...
Oh, sure. I think they could do this. I think they could do this movie again if they wanted.
It's just as much of a throwaway, fun, whatever movie as they would make today. So I think it stands.
Boom.
Time has been kind to Mannequin.
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it. All right, so that was Mannequin. If you want to get a hold of us, you can email at therewinderspodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at RewindersPod. You can find this podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Please rate and review.
Nothing's gonna stop us now. Oscar nominated. Hey, you want to know what I learned from this movie?
What did you learn from this movie?
I learned, you want to get something done? Pray to those Egyptian gods.
That's a good
Boom.
one.
You get to travel through time.
I learned, if you ain't having a good relationship, just grab a mannequin.
Mm-hmm. Wait, grab them where? Anywhere. Wherever you can get. Hey, we are the Rewinders, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching.
Watching?
You're not watching.
You can see us.